truth. And in this video, we'll go over how to do the ring swings. These swinging rings behind me, they cover a much more basic overarching principle of Ninja Warrior, and that is hanging from something that swings and propelling yourself forward to the next thing that swings, or sometimes doesn't swing. But there's a lot of hanging and propelling yourself forward in Ninja Warrior. These happen to be rings, but I'll talk about the concepts as if it were a ring, or a banana, or a cannonball, or a chuck, or a book, or any number of things that we hang on and propel ourselves forward from in Ninja Warrior. So when you are hanging and swinging and propelling yourself forward on a thing, there's a safe way and there's a more aggressive and usually faster way, okay? The safer way is to, whenever possible, have two hands on the obstacle that you're hanging from, as opposed to the faster, more aggressive way, which is to grab it with one hand and swing your other arm down or in front of you to reach for the next thing without supporting your weight by putting that second hand on the ring or whatever it is you're holding. As difficulty level of holding on to things goes, rings are pretty easy, bars are pretty easy. Then it gets more difficult as you try and hold on to like a banana or a chuck or a book or the balls. Of course, the harder the obstacle is to hold on to, the more definitely you're gonna want two hands to hold on to it. But if you're starting out, I recommend, even on a ring or a bar, just put two hands on the obstacle. So let's look at how that looks like. So here's where I start. I'm gonna be swinging on rings going down this way, okay? And so I'm gonna start, if I wanna do this the safe way, with two hands on my obstacle, okay? Two hands on my obstacle. I'm gonna drive myself out forward to the next one, holding on with two hands. And if and when I'm close enough to grab the next obstacle, that's when I'll let go with one hand, grab it, pull back on the one behind me now, and then I'll put the hand that's trailing now onto the one in front of me, so I've got two hands on it at all times. It'll look like this. And the faster, more aggressive way, right, is to allow one hand to swing down, so you just always have one hand on an obstacle. Okay, I want to emphasize how important that counter pull is. So if I swing forward and grab the next obstacle, and then immediately let go of my trailing hand's obstacle to grab or to try to swing forward to the next one, what's gonna happen is I won't have enough of a counter movement to swing forward very far. Essentially, you have to take note of where the anchor point of your obstacle is. If I'm directly under my anchor point and I bring my weight into it, then I'm not swinging anywhere, right? And when I'm in between two obstacles, I'm in between two anchor points. And so if I just let go of the one behind me, chances are I won't swing far enough forward to get to the next one. True enough, the more I pull back on my trailing hands obstacle, the more of a counter pull I create and the farther forward I will propel myself, right? So coming out, I want to pull back hard. Bam, and I'll get plenty movement to get to the next one. It's also important to understand the force generation for your counter pull isn't only coming from your arms, okay? You can swing your hips like crazy to get more counter pull. Watch my hips. Bam, right? Okay, something that's important to gauge is how far away your next obstacle is from you in order to know how much of a counter pull you need. If it's right in front of your face, of course you don't need a huge counter pull. And conversely, if it's further away or if it's higher up than the obstacles you're currently on, then you are going to need a much more aggressive counter pull, right? So the one that we just showed you, that ball that's hanging is much higher than the rings, so I'll need more of a counter pull so that I go further along that arc. After my counter pull, I want to get further along that arc in order to be able to get high enough to reach the ball, right? Okay, one last thing. Sometimes you're swinging for the obstacle in front of you and you don't quite swing far enough, you don't quite get it. And so you're gonna be stuck doing one of two things. Hopefully, you've still got enough momentum that on your backswing, you can grab the obstacle behind you that you already let go of and try to get a bigger counter swing again, right? Or, worst case scenario, you're stuck between two hanging obstacles, you're hanging on one, and you can't reach either of them. You're gonna have to start pumping your legs, okay? Here's what it'll look like if I miss the one in front of me, and maybe I can reach the one that I've already let go of. Okay, if I can't reach it for whatever reason, Okay, now what if I'm in between two, and for whatever reason, I can't reach the one in front of me anymore? Okay, what if I can't reach it? I'm gonna wanna put two hands on here, and I'm gonna wanna pump. Right? And it's always a turn and a swing. Throwing your legs out. And eventually, you should be able to get there. All right, guys, that's it for this video. So remember, if you're hanging on something and you're swinging, the safe option is two hands. Faster option is one hand if you're strong enough, you've got a good enough grip for it. You need a good enough counter pull and just gauge how far or how high or low your forward obstacle is from you. If there are any obstacles you'd like me to try, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions about this obstacle, let me know. We can have a conversation about it. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Deuces!